Hello PYM family, good morning, good afternoon and good evening for today guys. I'm excited to have you once again on our YouTube channel. As always, we are here discussing issues about motherhood. By the way guys, I want to remind you that today we are at Furaha restaurant. I'm very excited to know that Furaha is offering smoothies, pizzas and a lot of beautiful stuff right here guys. And for some of you who need a wide parking space and you're scared of the security, Furaha will give it to you. We are located in Uganda. Besides that, I have a guest for you and she's none other than Martha. Martha is going to take us through her story of pregnancy. I know most of you mothers who are passing through tough pregnancies, you don't know how to go about everything. You are vomiting, you are throwing up when the pregnancy is really tough. And even when you call the doctor, you really don't know how to go about everything. They tell you, drink this, you vomit it out. Take this, you vomit it out. Now, today, there is someone who is going to take her through her story, and I believe your life will not remain the same again. Let's welcome Martha. Martha, between you and me, you know very well that mothers are passing through a lot during their pregnancies. A lot, by the way, a lot. And sometimes people feel like they made the wrongest decision to actually conceive, but yet it's not the truth. So I came to learn, since you're my friend, I came to learn that you are one of those ladies that have managed to maneuver through the tough pregnancies. So I just felt like you could be able to help a mother out there. There are mothers who, you know, from day one, from the very day they conceive, they vomit, they lose moods, they're not even able to work. Some mothers lose their jobs because, you know, that pregnancy is really, really tough. And it can really be overwhelming. And at some point someone feels, why did I have to take up this decision? So I would like you to just tell us a bit of your story, and if there is a mom out there who could maybe be passing through the same thing, let them know that it is very possible, it happens, and you can come out stronger and bolder like never before.
Thank you very much, Maureen. Well, to start, I'm a mother of two at the moment.
Wow, and you look young.
Yes, I am a mother of two, and my journeys haven't been easy on both pregnancies. I must say, I fall sick from the beginning.
From the word go.
From the word go, all through to birth. I normally get a little bit fine like 2 weeks before giving birth, but all through the 9 months I'm in hospital, every now and then admitted, put on drips. A week after, you come back home for 2 days, you're taken back to hospital.
What? On drips?
Yes, I'm on drips. Then you are
consistently from the beginning up to the very end.
From the beginning to the very end. I tend to have a cannula all throughout. I just keep changing the cannulas because they tend to become old and they become infectious. So they will change the cannula, and then so that you always have a cannula.
You mean to say that as soon as you conceive, you get the cannula on your hand, and because they need to keep using it in the hospital, right?
Hospital, they need to hydrate. That at one point I had to find a nurse who could also put these drips on me from home. So sometimes even when I'm at home and I can't reach hospital, I am always on drips.
Wow.
And what happens is, the interesting bit is when I went to the doctor, sorry about that, when I went to see the doctor, my gynecologist said it's a case that happens in about 1 in 10 women. And I had to learn the name of the condition. It's called hyperemesis gravidum, where someone falls.
Hyperemesis gravidum.
Yes.
It's my very first time to hear that.
So where someone goes through this for all the 9 months, first trimester, second trimester, everything you eat keeps coming back. You look at something, you want to eat it. You really have the desire to
You actually
eat
have
it.
the desire and the appetite
And
to
the
eat it, but you
appetite
know
to eat
it cannot stay in there.
Yes, you force yourself. So every time you take it in, it just comes back. People will tell you take hot water with a lot of ginger, and honestly, these are things that don't even have smell that would affect you. So you take it in, and then it also just comes back.
So how does, my question to you, Martha, is that how does that baby grow in that condition? Because I feel what the baby is supposed to feed on, it's just coming out. Now my question is, how does that baby grow in that condition? Because, I mean, it's really tough. Eh?
Well, it's a very tough thing to say, but sometimes I think these babies, it's God who builds them in the body. Because remember the Bible says, I knew you before you were born. I formed you in your mother's womb. So it's God who has formed them, and it is God who is helping, who sustaining this baby. Because honestly, if everything is coming back, even just a mere sweet, someone tells you take sweet peps, you take sweet peps and it's smelling nice, you have no effect, no nausea, but then it's also coming back. So I must say it is God. However, as time goes on as a mother, you keep trying each and everything, one from another. So, and the interesting thing is that the things that tried to pick me up on the first pregnancy failed on the second pregnancy.
Wow. As of still on your first pregnancy, you experienced the same thing, but you somehow managed to fix it up with a couple of solutions. So you thought that on your second pregnancy it would still work out the very way, right? Then it wasn't the case.
It wasn't the case.
Wow.
It wasn't the case. For example, in my first pregnancy, I remember the very first time I took something in my stomach. I was about almost 7 months. That was the first time I took something and it remained inside. And what it was, I remember I got very little milk, like 1 meal, and diluted it with 500 mils of water. So that was just like colored water, basically. That was the first time, and I took it for over 24 hours. That was the first thing that remained in my stomach. When it came to the second pregnancy, I thought the same thing would work. It didn't work.
It didn't work.
It didn't work. It didn't work. So what I may want to tell
So in your second pregnancy, what did you use? Because now what you knew in the first pregnancy didn't actually work for the second pregnancy. So what solutions did you get for yourself? Because I strongly believe that you continued. It was the same story. You were throwing up, you are nauseated, then you are moody, then you're losing your weight. So did you try to get a solution or help?
In the second pregnancy as well, I tried, because you keep trying as a mother. First of all, you're having a child that you're excited. But one thing I have to say is that despite whatever we go through, you need to still be happy and excited, because if you get depressed, that depression affects the baby inside. If you get depressed and you start cursing, you need to be excited about your pregnancy.
I would like you to look, let me just cut you short. I would like you to look down in the camera and just speak to that mother who is passing through the same situation that you are passing through, and just let them know of that part of depression. If they get depressed, what exactly happens to their child?
Alright, so mothers out there, I would want to let you know that when you are going through this, one thing you need to know is that children are a blessing from the Lord. Do not get depressed, because once you get depressed, this is affecting the child inside. You will end up giving birth to a child who will be unhappy, and you will wonder, why is my child unhappy? Why do I have a child who is sad? But whatever you went through affected the child. Keep your mind focused on that.
So in other words, if you are unhappy in your pregnancy and you're depressed because of one reason or another, it can get to the beat of the child and they also get depressed, right?
Yes. And a number of things may cause depression, because you're going through this. You're not able maybe to go hang out with your friends, your career at your workplace. Personally, I tend to stop working. Some of these jobs, I've actually left them. The job I had in the first pregnancy, I left it.
You left it.
Because I thought, who will wait for me for all the 9 months? So I stopped working and I had to find another job after giving birth.
And the story continues.
And the story continued. Then, like I said, children are a blessing. When I conceived my second child, it came with a very juicy job. But I still juicy job.
You still couldn't do it?
I couldn't.
Oh, I was excited. I thought you have that juicy job now.
No, I didn't do the juicy job, but something interesting. 2 weeks before giving birth, I got a better juicy job.
A better juicy job.
Yes. More juicy. Just
2 weeks before Your delivery.
Birth.
Wow.
Yes, before delivery.
And that is what they say, children are a blessing from God.
Before delivery.
Before delivery.
Yes, and I might say I'm enjoying the juicy job.
Wow. So anyhow, just to throw it to the people's faces, it means you're still a nakaro, you're still a fresh mama. The baby is how old now?
The baby is making 4 months in a few days.
Wow.
So,
and you don't look like you just gave birth yesterday.
Yes, it is good.
It is good.
Now you've talked about, I don't look like I just gave birth yesterday. What happens through this condition? You tend to lose a lot of weight. You fall so sick. And then you become so pale.
So pale, yes.
So pale. In Uganda, we say
Osiuka.
No,
You no longer have that glow of
you
a
don't
mother.
have that glow of a mother. You
Of a
don't want to
bride.
look at yourself in the mirror because of the way you're very dehydrated. You're looking so
Because you
bad.
keep throwing up
You
all the
keep throwing
time.
up.
You lose a lot of
You lose
water.
a lot of weight. You've lost a lot of water, you've lost a lot of weight. Maybe some mothers end up cutting off the hair. My hair, if for example, you know, ladies, when I plaiting wigs up, I'll put them off and I'll have those small swaths inside.
I know.
And you know how you will look with all that. But the other thing I want to encourage ladies, if you have a supportive husband, that is also very important.
Yes, some of the things that you could consider doing through the pregnancy, such that you know you really don't get so depressed.
Yeah. Please
Consult him as many times as possible.
As many times as possible.
Yes.
When you have a support system, they'll help you.
They'll help you somehow, somewhere. They'll also encourage you as well.
They will see different ways of trying to make you something to eat, because even as a mother, you don't want to look at these things. You want it just brought to you and you try it.
Exactly.
So those are the things the support system is
going to do. Yes.
And as well, together with your partner, when you feel like eating something, call him up.
You call him up, yes.
If he doesn't know how to Google some of these things. I used to Google and tell my husband I want salt crackers, this specific brand, and I would take a screenshot
of it. He doesn't know it,
he doesn't know
and
it.
he somehow gets
he will
it.
Look for it, bring it, you eat just a small piece, and it doesn't work. And
great regards to Mr. Cannula. I wish you are there watching. I know that you are watching. So they just said here that you bring whatever she asks during pregnancy. I know that is so beautiful of you. I want to say thank you so much, Martha. Thank you so much, Martha, for the time that you have taken to share your story. I believe there is a mother out there who is going to be transformed through your story, and I know that your people's lives are not going to remain the same again. Thank you so very much. Mothers who are out there and you're passing through what Martha passed through, I request you that please engage as many people as possible, the supportive system. Speak to your partner, tell them how you feel. Don't die alone. That is one of the things that you can do for yourself. Otherwise, if you keep quiet, you'll get depressed. You'll end up giving birth to an unhappy baby, and that is not a dream for us, the mothers. We all want to have healthy and happy babies. Thank you so much. But as I conclude, guys, we are at Furaha Restaurant. So if you're out there and you want to have lunch, you want to have a meal, you want to have a drink, a smoothie, please pass by Furaha. It is located in Wandegeya here in Uganda, just opposite Makerere University Ham Towers. Bye bye. God bless you. See you next week. Love you.